Hello, and today we are going to do a COVID-19 demonstration of Zen triple heater meridian. And with the limited resources that I've got, I think this is going to be the best that we can do. So do your haro diagnosis first, and you know where all the positions are. And then triple heater travels down the lateral side of the leg. So usually in a treatment, obviously it depends on your treatment design, but you would do a leg rotation in the way that you know how, and then working the triple heater meridian just lateral to stomach meridian. So at this point in the training in year 2, when you're learning about triple heater, a lot of people find out that what they thought was stomach meridian in first year, it wasn't. And they were on triple heater and they didn't realise, because stomach meridian is really quite close to the midline of the front of the leg, and triple heater is between stomach meridian and gallbladder. So it has actually travelled down the back and come across, so it kind of goes across the front of the hip a little. It's coming through from the other side. I'll show you that when I do the back. Coming down, you would have obviously one hand on the hara, but I can't do that because of the positioning of the camera up there. I would block you. Coming down, all the way down. So down the shin, the lateral side of the shin, down to between the 3rd and 4th metatarsals. So the lateral side of the 3rd toe. Yeah? Lateral side of the 3rd toe. So I'm going to go around the other side and work it so that you can see me working it. So you would do a crossover technique of your choice. And you would do the leg rotation on the other leg. You would have started on this side. And I'm going to palm twice and thumb twice. And you see how high up I'm starting, like really quite high up at the inguinal crease. And you let me know if the pressure's okay. So here we've got a leg that likes to fall out, so we can use this technique a little bit, yeah, just to get it so that I can palm all the way down, and then thumb. So I start right up at the inguinal crease, really giving the leg a sense of its continuity with the body. Running through quite lateral to the kneecap, so stomach will skim the kneecap and triple heater is clear of it. Now I'm just going to change my mother hand, and I'm now going to use that to keep the meridian facing me. And I'm using my fingers to keep the meridian facing me too. Yeah. And that's the 3rd toe. So that's triple heater in the leg. We don't have it in the chest. You had heart governor in the chest. If you wanted to do a continuity move up the chest, then that would be heart governor. And I'm going to take this blanket off, Lou, if that's okay. It being triple heater, I didn't want my model getting cold. So now I'm going to lay the arm across the diaphragm Yeah, and the meridian is coming down the posterior aspect of the shoulder and down the posterior aspect of the arm, curves around the point of the elbow, comes down right down the centre of the arm, traditionally in the classical triple heater, but with Masanaga's Zen triple heater it's coming just a little bit posterior, remembering your anatomical position. Comes down through triple heater 5, comes down back of the hand, and triple heater 1 in the classical is lateral to the I don't know which finger that is, the second to last finger, the ring finger. It's got a ring on it. Stomach went there, didn't it? So we learned stomach last time. So you can bring it down to the medial side. But don't worry about that too much. Just bring it down to the medial side and keep stomach on the lateral side. So, palming. I'm keeping myself out of the way so that you can see what I'm doing. But ordinarily I would probably do a bit of this, so that I've got a good angle. So I'll just use fingertips so that you can see. I'm now swapping to thumbs. And you can see that I've also got my leg supporting the elbow. Yeah. So the elbow doesn't have to drop to the floor. And where I might put my mother hand on the shoulder, I'm just going to put it here so that you can see. So triple heater 5 being 3 fingers width from the back wrist crease. Triple heater 4 at the wrist crease, triple heater 5, and you can really feel it in between the tendons when you're pressing it. But for the receiver, they don't get a particularly strong sensation. And this point is really good for fever, so it's topical. COVID-19, triple heater 5. If you have the symptoms of high fever, this is a great point. So where would you put your mother hand if you had somebody with a high fever? Maybe it may be with a cool flannel on the forehead, if, especially a child, you know, you imagine your hand on the forehead holding a cool flannel and pressing triple heater 5. Or, yeah, anywhere that's, if it were around the ear, yeah, because triple heater 5 is good for it travels around the ear, we'll see, and it reaches, benefits the ear, tinnitus, hearing loss, earache, ear infection. So, yeah, you could have your mother hand at the back of the ear or covering over the ear and holding triple heater 5. Sore throat as well, we think of triple heater 5 for sore throat. What else do we think of it for? Infections. And the channel. The channel travels up the arm and through the shoulder. So for shoulder and into the neck and the head. Shoulder and neck stiffness and migraine as well. Can be a good point for migraine. And then carrying on down. I was talking so long I left a little hollow dent where my thumb was on triple heater 5. Okay, and so now I'm going to move to the face. I'm going to try to shift the angle a little bit so that you can see the face a little better. Yes. And the mess. So, the last point on the triple heater meridian is triple heater 23. which is at the lateral end of the eyebrow in the hollow here. And as we know, it's travelling along the top of the shoulder, up between the sternocleidomastoid and the trapezius muscle in the neck, yeah, up to the mastoid process, and from there, traditionally, it would travel. Oh God! Traditionally, does it go around the back or the front? I've got it. Traditionally, it's coming up and round to the point in front of the ear, and then out to triple heater 23 at the hollow, at the lateral end of the eyebrow. And so from the mastoid process, like just behind, posterior to the mastoid process, just at the base of the skull there, where the sternocleidomastoid attaches, following around, behind, following the form of the ear, so tracing there but behind, to where the ear meets the head, and then out to triple heater 23. And Masanaga has it going also a branch that travels up between two branches of gallbladder. Is that painful? And then he has a branch coming in front of the ear as well. So it just goes to show it's quite important for the ear, yeah? Because it travels right around it. So I'll show you with Lou in prone position in the shoulder and the back. Can you roll into your tummy, please? I haven't got the body cushions, just there. And if you have your head facing that way. So, with the cat paw palming, this is great. You can palm press because it stretches the shoulders down and away from the neck. So your direction is towards the feet, not towards the floor, towards the feet. And triple heater is about bodily and emotional protection. So sometimes when we're feeling under threat, our shoulders tend to rise up in a protective way. So coming from, well, we've come down the side of the neck and posterior to the shoulder. So we learned where stomach was, so we are superior to where stomach is, and posterior to gallbladder, and then coming just posterior to the shoulder joint here, and continuing on down the arm. So best way to, I find the easiest way actually to work this meridian is side position, but it's great in prone and supine as well, especially supine for the arm. So now I'm going to come round and try not to get in the way to show you where it goes in the back. So from this point posterior to the shoulder joint, we're coming down the back. Now we've got a really broad back here, and remember how the shoulders are a movable feast. So actually the gap between the shoulder blades here is quite wide. So we're coming down the back, and if you think of it as a cornflakes box, imagine the back is square. You are with small intestine, you were the side of the back, and with triple heater, you're the back of the side. So you're coming down. I'm just showing you with fingertips so that you can see a kind of line. And I'll go around and demonstrate on the other side how you would work it, yeah? Because I don't know how I'm going to demonstrate it any other way because I can't get the camera. And it's coming around, just past the waist, it comes around to join on at the front of the pelvis there. And obviously I'm not going to work it, you won't see anything really. So I'll come round and show you. So, compress the side of the back of the cereal carton. Have you ever been referred to as a cereal carton before?
Yeah, it's one of the more complimentary remarks I've ever heard.
So, and then thumbing. You can actually use a knee. I'm going to get off the shoulder so that I'm quite stable, and then show you how. Oh, I think I'll use the other knee. I'll choose the other knee. Easy? Okay, so that's quite strong. So it just goes to show how, you know, that when we do the Makaho, we're showing our protected outer surface. So triple heater can affect the back when we are feeling the need to protect ourselves physically or emotionally, and the shoulders. In fact, sometimes when you're going down with a virus, you feel the stiffness in the neck and shoulders. And we could think of that as also gallbladder with the wind invasion. Right, so the next thing you need to know, I should have shown you CV5, the bow point, which is 3 tsum below the umbilicus, on the midline, and the back diagnostic area. So you had your lung, heart, and heart governor, and then you've got your triple heater, just a small area just to the side there. So you've got triple heater, and then your U point, so that was the back diagnostic area, and then your U point is between stomach and kidney. So you've got, oh, finding the waist, tickling the waist. See, triple heater, protection, the tickle reflex. So there's your, I'm just going to straighten that. There's your kidney U at bladder 23, just there. And then you've got one up, got your triple heater. You see it? I think that's everything. I don't think there's anything else to tell you. Okay, COVID-19 triple heater coming directly to your living room. Enjoy practicing if you have someone to practice on. If not, then just continue to trace the meridian like we would have done together in person earlier.